welcome back to the channel and to another week. It's going to be another mailer challenge. I had a lot of fun playing with my junk mail and all the goodies that I was getting. So I'm going to go through what I have. Po's going to join me. I especially love these little mailers we've been getting. It's an envelope filled with advertisements, and I have found that the material is really good for collage. And it's free, and it came right to my door. Who could ask for more? So I'm going to go through this little pile of ephemera and see what I come up with for a couple of collages, maybe more than one. And let's start with sorting through our material. Through the mailer and a couple of old college magazines, and I'm trying to find my focal point now, the main part of my collage, what I want to draw from. Everything here might end up as ephemera. And then I had some pieces that are cool, but I'm not going to use them today. As a matter of fact, the one with the pumpkins here, and I really like these pumpkins, but it's now November and we're moving away from Halloween, so may not use that this time. I might actually save this for next year. It'll go to my file cabinet, although this one has possibilities. I'm just going to keep it off to the side, but I'm definitely not going to be using this. I have a lot of text going on with all of these mailers, and that's fine. I usually don't work too much with text, not as much as I used to. And there's buildings also. I really love the architectural elements of some of the magazines that I had. So I'm not sure. Hello, Po. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay with this, but I'm really drawn towards text and architecture in this batch, so we'll see. Leaning towards this gentleman for my focal point, and also this kind of scary iguana. Not sure. He might make an appearance. Put him off to the side. I again like to choose as much as I possibly can for my collages because it just generates more ideas and it helps me be more creative. And I'm gazing across my workstation and I'm seeing something that I've used before. And I might just throw this in. This wasn't part of the mailer group, but the challenge is to use what I have in the mailer. And I'm not actually finding anything that's making me crazy yet. So I'm grabbing this off of, this random piece of ephemera off of my workstation. And I think I'm going to incorporate it, and I'm feeling better about it already. Something else too. Here I am leaning into the camera. I might want to use this. Just some scraps from the last couple of collages that I did that remained. I think I'm just going to throw some more of these in because I don't have anything in here that's really speaking to me. So I'll just grab other ephemera and play with that too. And I'm also seeing that I'm getting very attracted towards the light color pastel look of things. So I'm going to do a little bit more thinking, but let me go ahead and just sift through and maybe explain why I chose what I chose. So this for the green and also for the text options. This for our model. There's also this model here, but I used him in another challenge, so I don't want to use him again. He's great, but I want to give this guy a chance, so I'm going to use him. I think I'm going to use this. Again, I'm drawn to the purple, the pinkish pastels, the architecture, and maybe, again, text. Don't know. And this also, I love this lotus. I love this vector looking graphic-y, designy thing going on. So I'm definitely going to play with that. Then the other elements that we have, aside from the color, I'm not really feeling any of it. I kind of like that teddy bear though. He might be an option. These models are great. The only thing is I'm kind of bugged with the different text going on. It's kind of interfering, but we'll see. Maybe I'll use them. Again, color and text here, not so much the imagery. So I'll set that off to the side. Again, text and graphics. I do like the wine bottles because wine, they look great. So we're going to possibly use that. We got that loveliness with the pastel going on. She's also a possibility for a future collage. And I do like this little observatory. So do I have enough to start working with something? I don't know. Why don't we play with it and see what we come up with? This is where I struggle a little bit when I'm working with collage. I don't want any of this text or imagery with this collage, so I'm going to need, I feel like I need to cut it off. This I can definitely cut off. This part I feel a little awkward about cutting off because that cuts off a big part of his leg. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off right now because I know I really don't want this white banner going across. And it's just the lower part of the image, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not cutting this off just yet. Structurally, it's probably not needed. Visually, not sure. And as you can see, again, I do my usual cutting out the features and then cutting out the face, using it as a template and putting something else there later. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but that was definitely the direction I wanted to go, and I still have a little bit more cutting to do. I didn't cut out this area yet because structurally I'm going to need it for when I'm creating the collage. And I'm looking at this. I think I want to cover up the Collage logo also. It doesn't really matter in collage what you do because we alter imagery so much that it's okay if something peeks through. Okay, so it looks like we might be successful. So something along these lines, I think that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to keep cutting and keep seeing what I come up with. I strayed a little bit from my original ideas. I'm still not done, but I'm getting there. And I decided to use these lotuses as a big part of the collage. I think you probably noticed, even though in time lapse it's difficult to see, but I like to incorporate my pieces together so they look like they're part of, and that's done simply by just very exact cuts with my X-Acto knife there. And this was a perfect opportunity for it. Not too much, but just enough to show that they are related and they belong together now. And I love working with architectural elements because of the exactness, and also because you can really make it look like it's part of. There are some fantastic collage artists that do this on a continual basis on Instagram that I absolutely love to follow, and I would like to pay homage to that influence probably in another video. So nonetheless, because that's what's highly influenced me. And I wish I was as crafty as some of them were, but I've grown a lot by watching them. We are all teaching each other here on the internet in a good way, hopefully. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to continue on finishing up this collage. I think I'm only going to do the one from this mailer group today. I sure did love these flowers, as you can tell. So I'm going to put that in here like that. And I'm already thinking of a name. I always try to think of names for my collages as I work. I think I know the name for this one. I'm going to do another one of those cuts so we can incorporate again, just very dainty little cuts. So it looks like they belong. So you can tuck them in and overlap. And you don't have to use adhesive then. Well, you will eventually, but you don't have to immediately. And I might want to do something here with his arm, maybe tuck it in under his arm here. Let's see, just to give myself a little room. And then if I don't end up doing that, that's okay. You can't really see the cut, especially after it's scanned. You really can't notice it. It's not taking away from the image. Let's see. I'm going to play with this just a little bit more, but it's accomplishing everything that I wanted. I was able to get rid of that text I didn't like, that banner. You know, I may even want to do, I want to cut here. Let's see, I'm going to cut this sleeve here and maybe tuck in another portion like this. So I did the cut on the arm. And here's the architectural element. I think I might want to tuck it in there just to make it look more connected. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the way that's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue him down. I cut off his hair, and I just did that because I'm liking the way this looks. A little creepy, but collage is about the absurd. I'm just going to apply one piece of tape here in case I want to make a change. It's actually rather easy to do because, like with the adhesive, you might see here, I'm just going to call myself out. There's a little bit of a rip that happened, and I'm not crazy about that, but I don't think it's going to take much away from the image, at least not to me. Maybe to the more discerning collagist's eye it will, but I can deal with that. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck this flower in, this other flower, to kind of balance it out. Balance is so important in collage. Composition is highly important in collage. Really fancy words here. If you're just a beginning collage student, don't worry about that. Just have fun with it more than anything. And I am having fun. I may be using some fancy art school words, but please just go ahead and go for it. If this is your first time collaging, have a wonderful time and don't worry about how it looks. Have a good time doing this. You will make many awful collages, so you think, and then you're going to have some good collages. I have found also the collages that I think aren't very good, I go ahead and post them anyway on my Instagram, my Facebook, and here, of course, on YouTube. And I'll be, just kind of bemoaning, oh, that looked awful, I didn't like it. And I get a really incredible response. People enjoy some of the collages I did not think came out very well at all. So who knows what's going to make somebody happy and somebody else not so much, especially the creator. So I went ahead and cut out this wonderful pattern. It was also out of a German, I don't think it was German. I believe it was a Dutch magazine, a Dutch architecture magazine. So many amazing images. It's a vintage magazine, so you can't find them that much anymore. And that makes us collage artists very happy. I want to use it as a backdrop for this. I think it'll play well with the architectural elements going on and also the color scheme. I'm really happy the way the color schemes are turning out here. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to this with a little bit more tape. I'm going to grab some here and let's go ahead and finish this one off. ourselves whatever medium we are working with, whether we're painting, doing a ceramic, any type of artistic pursuit. Is it done? This, I think, might be done. I ended up cutting off a lot because it felt really uneven to me. I still have some of the scraps here, and I don't know if they'll work over here. This space here feels very empty. I wish I had another flower. I guess I could go through my magazine again. Maybe there'll be another flower. Oh, I think this is the wrong one. Let's try the one I found it in. I think it was in this one. And this is where, you know, I'm kind of worried about balance. Okay, no, it was the other one. I would love another lotus type flower. I don't know if I cut them all out. Let me see what I can find. But I often go back and, well, here are some flowers, but they're not the same ones, not the same colors. Then there are these. So this was definitely the magazine that I got it out of, and that's it. So I don't have the same exact image. I had been playing with this image here. I don't know. I'm thinking, well, that helps a little bit. Let's just go ahead and play with it. Let's go ahead and cut this out very tenderly. Does this work? It's kind of, sort of. I like that. Maybe. I don't know. Also, this got a little wonky with the tape in the back. It's just very odd. I taped it at an odd angle, so it kind of buckled. It's easily fixed. I just need to gently lift it since none of the imagery exposed will be affected. If it tears a little bit, it will be on the back. I don't know if I'm going to do that because when I scan it, it'll be flat. Is it done? Because, like I said, the empty space here is bugging me. I'm going to cut off a little bit more. I'll cut it here. Okay, I think I know a solution. So I have this geometric going on. Might be a little painstaking for such a little collage. It's really something just to have fun with on a Sunday afternoon. I think it'll make it look a little stronger. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I am going to call it finished, and I'll give you a closer look, the final frames of this video, as I normally do. And I think I solved the issue with our bit of space here. Now, a bit of space is always good. You've got to have some space in a composition to make it more interesting. Did this help? I don't know. I'm still playing with the Fendi here. I don't know. I think it's done. I'm just going to leave it alone. May have to chop this up to one that I'm not overly crazy about, but I'm going to post anyway because I did it. And I have found that when I do a lot of collages, and I do one at least once a week that I like to post for you here on YouTube, it helps me with greater projects that I have going on, and not always necessarily collage projects. So thank you for bearing with me and joining me for this other mail challenge, and I will hopefully see all of you next week. Have a good one.